Ladies and gentlemen, mains and mainnet, Shinobi Nation, and the Buster Busters unite. We are here with a brand new reaction video. If you've been keeping up with our channel, man, if you've been seeing the latest videos, if you've been keeping up with new gaming news, then you know we are finally getting a AAA Invincible fighting game. We made a little reaction to the first reveal trailer, but now we got some behind the scenes, almost 13-minute video of behind the scenes. So that let me know this game was probably further along than we thought. You know, it had the campaign fun, but I thought it was like in very early development. But it seems like, you know, we're gonna be getting a lot of more raw gameplay into this game release. Like this could be an early 2026 release. Regardless, let's jump into this new video. Yeah. Man, oh man.
I trusted you.
Ready to bleed?
Invincible is best suited for a fighting game, in my opinion.
You right.
Like, damn,
but
awesome.
Open world, bro.
These guys
that's
were
the
able to
hood.
execute lightning in a bottle in a way that I've never seen
Oh,
in the industry
Maximilian,
before.
of course.
I love the shit.
Freaking
It's
go.
so good.
Yeah, I heard.
I can't wait for the fans to play this game.
I'm not your son
Or I
anymore.
heard somebody
I'm the
say,
guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good.
let me pause it real quick. I didn't want to break immersion, but I heard somebody say the developers of this game are the same ones that made a fighting game called Killer Instinct. I saw that game was free on Steam. It's already downloaded. I might have to check that out because people said they praise Killer Instinct and it makes them even more hyped for this one. I gotta be in the loop, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna play Killer Instinct very soon, but let's get into this video. Invincible.
I love you, Eve. Make me hurt you. I'm not holding back.
Bruh. Oh,
My
wow.
first impressions of playing
so
Invincible
fast.
Versus was a huge moment for me. Oh yeah.
No
I've had
way.
a lot of like really cool experiences. I've been on
Shout out
sets
Kirkman,
and
bro.
watched my comics get turned into TV shows. But to see the characters of Invincible in a fighting game, I don't know, it was so magical and so exciting. I cried.
Bro. No way. You better get on that open world one though. And let's get a new, better Walking Dead game. You know, that last one was, huh? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that clash was amazing. Dude, do you see how
one of the key
fast it
elements
is?
to Invincible, be it the comic or the show, is the insane and absolutely brutal fights.
Yeah.
It's kind of our marquee thing, and we do these absolutely epic battles that you experience on your couch that hopefully are blowing you away. But this game is really the first time that you can actually experience these and feel them as you're living them. And to be honest, some of the fights in the game can get kind of more intense than the things that we've been able to accomplish in the show, which is really exciting for me.
And that's true. I see the little
It's something
recolors
that
for
dials up the intensity of action, the intensity of violence, the intensity of combat. And to me, one of the most impactful things in a fighting game is your first impression.
facts.
And that's the thing that my brain always goes to. Like when you press buttons, when you do stuff, what is the response?
Dude, this big dude. Oh my god, that assist is crazy.
This big dude, who you
watching
fighting?
a
The Mauler
character,
twins?
You know, a 3v3 tag fighter with so much gore. That's like the first thing that was like, wow, this is different.
I haven't
This is something
seen
I've
no
never seen before.
dismemberment like that. I guess it really
most fighting
couldn't.
games nowadays,
Ultimate,
you don't
like-
have the opportunity to create something completely new, right? Most of these fighting games that exist, they're very high in the iterative number of whatever their series is, and if you deviate from that too much, the fan base kind of revolts against you. They're like, dude, that's not my same game that I'm growing up liking. But in this opportunity we have, we can do whatever we want, right?
I think what the FGC is looking for,
Wow.
kind of similar to what other people are looking for. It's just like, give me something new. Give me something I haven't seen before. Especially people
I feel like
that are
we're gonna
fans
get a
of
demo for this, too, a
Invincible, they're
public
gonna
one.
be like, oh wow, I've never seen it in this light.
I am ending you. I see it all now.
So this is her ultimate.
Every single molecule.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I'm
I
the
want to
narrative
see
director
somebody
on the
head
project.
fly off.
That
Okay,
means
narrative.
that it's my responsibility to make sure that this game is a kick-ass story, that all
Alright.
the characters sort of like shine through, feel authentic to the Invincible universe.
Cower before me, half-breed.
Shut up, Buster.
On a full-blood Viltrumite.
There's a lot of
I wanna-
fighting and a lot of matchup that are really cool. It really works as a fighting game, but I think the coolest thing about it is that there's a lot of matchups that never really occurred
Damn.
in the comic or the television show, and you actually get to see those in a fighting game, which is really exciting to me.
All right.
Building this game, it was critical to be authentic to the IP. So when you take a character from the show or for the comics and you examine their personality, like the way that they move, the way they react to others, you look at what are the opportunities where I can translate that?
Yeah, I drew that
really
before.
amplify it. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll break down scenes. We'll look at like, would they move like that? Does Mark have that ability? Would he do that thing? How would he respond to someone if they defeated one of his teammates? How would he introduce himself to someone new that he's
Gotta
never
have
met
alien.
before? Or someone he's quite familiar with, who he thinks is, downright fucking evil. Sorry for the F-bomb.
Bruh. I definitely feel like it's gonna
One
be
of
a
the things
fire
that
game.
I found it most challenging in terms of figuring out our characters and environments.
Especially
is
over the years to come,
how
you know?
we
DLC.
make them feel unique. We do want the characters
Facts,
to
yeah.
have the same sort of body type, the same overall proportions, the same silhouette.
A lot of the
But
heroes
then
are the same
at that
power,
point,
you know?
When you get to that baseline, it's a question of how do I build upon it? How do I add those secondary, tertiary details from the rips in the clothes to the blood stains to the smaller details in the hair and the facial features.
Gorgeous, bro.
We want it to feel like Mark through and through. And that's
No
exactly
way.
why it's exciting, because it's a challenge.
Skybound is a really hands-on company, and it just adds a level of authenticity that I think is kind of unparalleled.
So we're still doing some polish on it, but that's probably gonna be one of the bigger ones that we do. We really wanted to stand out with.
That's amazing.
I got the Skybound.
I'm trying to
and
see more
I was catching
gameplay.
up with Mike Willette, and I just said, what was the happiest time in your career? And he said, working on Killer Instinct, Double Helix
There it
games,
is,
making
okay.
a fighter with the most talented people we know.
I said, hey, Patrick, I want to start another studio. And I want to work on combat, fighting games, things that we love, things that are part of like our DNA.
And he's like, that's my dream. That's what I want to do.
We
No
decided
way,
to call the
okay.
studio Quarter Up.
Yeah, we
It
definitely
pays
playing
homage
Killer
to an
Instinct.
era that we came from, like the arcade era. But it's really a statement that says like, we're here and we're up for the challenge. We got next.
I've been working with Mike Willette, REP. I just watched season 1 of Invincible
Bruh.
because he had mentioned, maybe you should watch this. And I was like, the characters are there. They're amazing characters. They're characters that are going to really shine in a fight game. And so for us, that was
Oh
a lot
my
of
gosh,
the
bro.
hard work is kind of, that part had been done already with the IP. Now we just need to make it. And so we started reaching out to everybody.
Essentially, when Mike
Just
Willette
thinking about different,
calls, I pick up the phone. He's
moves
a guy
we
that I
can
love
pull off.
working with. I was aware of Invincible. I was just like, oh my God, what don't they have? Kaiju, superheroes, monsters, an elephant man. I mean, it's just like throw a rock, you're gonna hit something amazing. So it's good problems to have.
Right, like when we have bosses against
So
like a big
Dave and
dragon
Mike
or something.
reached out to me. I thought it was a pipe dream at first, but I'm like, oh really? They're like, is that a real thing? And I'm like, I am very much interested. Like I am super down. Like I'm in. Let's fucking go. And then that doubled when they told me the project Invincible as a fighting game, and I'm like, oh my God! Because immediately, as soon as they said those words in that sequence, like I just started thinking of what we could do.
Learning that all the same
Man,
folks
bro.
that put together one of the
They
most
just hyping
impossible
me up.
games, now one of the most well-received fighting games of all time, is
Killer
working
Instinct?
on another fighting game. It's kind of
Oh,
like
wow.
a dream come true.
How have I
The
never
crew
heard of
put
that?
together Killer Instinct, that's now working on Invincible, is pretty much responsible for approaching fighting games with a different perspective, with something that wanted to give agency to players that were on defense and offense, to have you have a level of mind games beyond just what's going on in that one specific moment. They want you to think of what happened before and what happened after a lot. That's actually
Man,
in
oh,
this
man.
game too. In a 3v3 game, you sort of like can touch the opponent once and they're toast, man. It's just, it's kaputski for that character.
Bro, the
I really dig the
dismemberment.
fact that there's so much defense and offensive options in this game.
So
But
when we're-
the commitment to having a full 3v3 tag fighter from, a developer that hasn't done that before leads me to hope there's going to be a whole bunch of new concepts and things we haven't seen.
So when we're about to kill a character, like the final blow, the overkill, that's when we'll see their body break apart like that. Oh, yeah, bro. I'm over here. I'm listening. I'm locking in, but I'm just thinking and imagining the combo. This is a game just like Marvel Tokon. I'm gonna lock in. I've never been good at fighters. These two games, Marvel Tokon, Invincible versus coming 2026. I'm locking in. I'm learning combos. Even if I gotta have the notes, on my phone, the combos, we're memorizing and everything. I gotta get good, and I'm taking them online, bro. I'm taking them online. I need to. It ain't just gonna be no random character battles. We going online, and I'm going into the rankings, bro. I might be number, 45 or something, bro.
The process of building this team, it's been fun, but it wasn't just getting a bunch of all the old heads back together again. It's finding new blood, people that either are tied to the FGC or hyper talented and really passionate about their work and what they do and about the IP.
Fan art is actually how I got this gig. As an artist, I'm always gravitate towards characters that I find
Dan,
interesting.
I follow him.
My relationship with Invincible is pretty much love at first sight.
I've been following him.
Characters, but also just the animated sequences, storytelling, the world, everything just feels super unique. And one of the things I'm most excited about this role is the opportunity to take these established characters that you've seen in the comic and you've seen in the show and find a way to make them feel like an inherent part of the game that we're creating without jeopardizing what made them so great to begin with.
Shout out, Dan. His art is
I've been a fan of
fire.
Invincible since I was, you know, young. Like, not that I'm old now, but I've been a fan of Invincible forever. And I've been reading these comics like since the beginning, and I just know them like the back of my hand. And so there's all these like little tidbits and things that I'll pick up on that you might not even ever think about. And so a lot of times people are coming to me with questions like, where Mark can bleed from? Like, does Mark bruise? How much blood can we have? Like, where is that blood coming from? It's usually the orifices. It's always the orifices.
Mark?
Man, you stupid advertisement.
Action. Is that right? I don't know. Never got to do that before. I've done a lot of weird stuff, but not that. How I got involved with Invincible Versus is a pretty crazy story.
Mike here. They also with Dave. And we're going to be doing an FGC first look, very first look with Rip.
So this was 2024.
Right,
this is when they announced the campaign fund, right?
Mike's house, like it wasn't like a studio or something. So I go over to his house, I knock on the door, he opens it up, I walk in, they have a TV set up there, and it just says Invincible on. I was like, oh damn, we're doing Invincible. Dude, oh my God. I saw it super duper early. Like, you have to understand, it did not look anything like it looks now. So originally when I first played it, there was only 2 characters. It was just Mark and Eve, and it was supposed to be attack fighters, 3-on-3s. And then I remember I went home and I came back for the next test, and I was like, you know, I had the shower thought where I was like, you guys are the KI devs. Why don't you guys bring some of KI into attack fighters? Because that's never been done. So
yeah, this is gonna be gas.
A DM from Mike Willett, he's like, this could work. He's like, you should apply.
This was like
it's so
which is like
fast.
so missing in all the T-Fighter games in general.
I'll take a sip of water when I goddamn feel like I need to take a sip of water. I don't need you directing me.
Robert!
Or when I take a sip of water.
Bro, Bobby, relax. But no, fighting game genre, Invincible, match made in heaven. Match made in heaven. I
think this is just the biggest and best Invincible game that we've ever done. This is a huge fighting game that has a ton of really complex work being put into it to make it the biggest and best Invincible game ever.
So we're trying to put all of
sound like we might not ever get an open
what
world
we got into the game. Every dollar gets spent into making the game better. We love the world that's been created by Robert, Corey, and Ryan, and everyone understands the mission, like what we're trying to do, like, and just bringing their A game, bringing their talent, like every day. We want this to be a tournament quality game that's played for years and years to come.
All right.
So the way that we look at it is
full
it has
support
to
of
have
that.
compelling systems and gameplay and hype moments. It has to have art that is not just evocative of the IP, but will stand the test of time on its own. When the FGC gets their hands on the game, what I hope happens is they get a ton of excitement. They get to see familiar faces that they want to dig into. And critically, I hope they go, oh, I want to lab this game. I want to lab this game for hours. That would make me so happy. It's not just the hype and excitement from like doing big combos or the brutality, but for them to really want to dig into the systems that are there. Because I think that's what's going to keep them there for the long haul.
Oh, that was sick. That was sick.
And I don't mean just satisfied or like, oh,
they getting me hyped,
It's like,
bro.
no, it's got to be fantastic. It's got to blow people's socks off.
Just fucking die!
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Brother. I wonder if we can have multiple ultimates for, you know, each kid. That would be cool. But for Mark, that one was fire. Did it switch my video? I swear these ads, boy. I gotta watch that little last finisher again, bro.
Like, oh,
he was locking in. Oh my gosh. Her freaking head came off too at the end. Oh my gosh. I hope we can have stage transitions. Cause like that's the thing that it's like, for a fighting game in Invincible, it's perfect. You think about fights we've seen in the show, in the comics. Yeah, you can do 3v3 fighting, but they fly as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to grab somebody by the head and fly them into the building, you know, and continue my combo. But maybe that can be a transition. If I combo you up in the corner, send you up in the sky, then we can have that transition. I feel like having those in the game will definitely play a big part. You know, like if we have a story mode for this game, Mark versus, you know, Omni-Man, that should be one battle prolonged throughout the city, you know what I'm saying, starting from where it started in the show, or in the comic when he killed Immortal, you know what I'm saying, leading all the way through the train station, different stages in that fight. I feel like that would be heat, you know. I hope it's like that, but it seems like it's gonna be a newer original story, so we shall see. And like we read in a little Skybound's campaign fund website, they plan to have new stories, DLC expansions. They said in this video years to come. But yeah, we're checking out that Killer Instinct game. It's already downloaded on my PC, so that might be the next video. Got a lot of videos coming up. I don't know the order is gonna release, but yeah. Invincible versus 2026, we are there, we are live with it. I'm gonna be playing this game, I'm gonna lock in on it. Who will my main be other than Mark himself? I don't know. In the Invincible universe, it can be a lot of people, but like I want to lock in though, so I gotta pick a main and kind of stick with them. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this behind the scenes. I think it was fire. It get me even more hyped than I already was, just seeing, you know, how passionate they are about it. And yeah, I'm gonna be covering every other gameplay reveal that might have come out, you know, more trailers. Expect me to make a little reaction on them as soon as I can. And yeah, but if they do drop a demo, best believe I'm gonna be on that too. Seem like they will, cause for it to, you know, come out next year and they're showing all this, I feel like they're definitely far, you know, they're in that mud deep. I actually think, what day is it? Y'all gonna be seeing this on July 10th. I think there might be more gameplay, like raw gameplay coming out today, or they're letting people play it at some event. So yeah, y'all might see another video from me on this very soon, not later today or tomorrow, something like that. But I'm gonna end this up. This game looks amazing. I can't wait to play it. Until the next one though, I hope y'all enjoy. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell so you know when I'm posting, man. Share the content, share the channel, do all of that. I'll see y'all in the next one. It's your boy A.K.A. SMG. Peace.